And it's so smeary and moist. Today I'm taking a look at a product called the Broombi Brush. Now it's a squeegee type brush that can supposedly clean up a variety of messes, but does it really work? Let's find out in today's video. Now the Broombi Brush reminds me a bit of the Magic Broom that I reviewed back in 2021, and it wasn't very magic. This thing was cheap, it was flimsy, and the cheap and flimsiness is what made it not work so well. I think if it would have been better made, it probably would have worked better. In fact, the makers of the Broombi Brush make something just like this. I'm not even sure which one's the knockoff. This might be the knockoff of the Broombi. But I'm not reviewing that product, I'm reviewing the Broombi Brush. But I'm gonna bring the Magic Broom back since these are both squeegee type cleaners. Let's flash back to the unboxing first and see how that went. Premium all-purpose Broombi Brush. I paid $29.95 on Amazon, where it currently has a 4.5 star rating, but only among about 30 reviews. Not a lot of people have tried this yet. Taking a look at the back, they have, it looks like it has a protective stand. That looks pretty nice. Instructions for use on the back here. Okay, there's only 2 pieces in here. This is smaller than I thought it was going to be. I don't know why, but it looks bigger on the packaging. It looks very small. The claims are that it has a quad blade technology that creates static electricity to attract fine dust and hair. Quad blade, huh? I'm not sure how that's quad blade, but we'll go with it. They say it cleans every nook and cranny, versatile, can pick up glass, spills, dust, coffee, and more. Can be used on rugs, desks, tile, wood, or even a shower wall. Simply rinse clean after each use. There aren't a lot of reviews for this one on Amazon, but people do say it's durable and good for a variety of spills and messes. Now the stand is a bit interesting. When I first saw it, I was like, that's kind of interesting. It doesn't even stand up and it's a stand. You're supposed to fold this back over, and then you take this tab here and you can insert it either one of those slots. And then it will stand up in there. All right, so to get a quick first impression, I created a variety of spills on the counter and found a couple real world spills too. So let's see how the first test went. All right, I've got some simulated messes over here. Let's see what we got. We got some flour on the black stove. We got some cracker crumbs, some coffee grounds, and over here is a real set of crumbs from a pizza that was made earlier, so I left that there, so I'll sweep those up as well. All right, let's see what we got. First test, I got some flour here on this black stove. Let's see what happens. Got my dustpan in place, and we're gonna try to just sweep it up. It did pick up most of the flour. I would say it's a pretty good job. The flour does kind of get stuck on here, but it probably would for most things anyway. So I'd say not a bad first start, but let's keep moving along. All right, now here we got some cracker crumbs. Let's try these out. All right, that worked actually quite nicely on the cracker crumbs. So we're off to a pretty good start, I think so. It's getting better each time. Let's move on. All right, they show some coffee grounds in their promotional videos. Let's try that. Pretty good. You know, one thing I have noticed is it does make a squeaking sound against this counter. Maybe not everywhere, but on the counter it certainly squeaks. But it did a nice job, so we're gonna keep moving on. All right, so right here we got some real world crumbs. These are not placed there. They actually came from a pan that I was making some pizza. Let's sweep those up. All right, pretty good, pretty good. So noticing the broom was a little bit dingy looking after a couple cleanups. Let's go to the sink and rinse it off, which you can't do with a broom, but you can do with this. I suppose you just rinse this off. Let's see what we got. All right, it does look good as new. Let me dry this off and keep cleaning. All right, I just pulled this couch back and look underneath there, all kinds of crumbs. So it's definitely a real world situation. Let's clean this up and see what happens. These are real crumbs. These are not actors. This is a real world situation here. I'm kind of a fan of this squeegee cleaning up the floor, especially this one because it seems like it's pretty well made. The Magic Broom I had was real flimsy and it would let a lot of things go through. This one does not. So I'm kind of liking this already. Oh, nice job. Look at all that. pretty good. All right, so when I did my Magic Broom review, I did a squeegee test versus some other squeegees, so I figured I'd bring the Magic Broom back for that, and also try the Broombi Brush to see how it works as a squeegee as well. Now, the best squeegee I used when I compared the Magic Broom was the shower squeegee, so I'm bringing that one back as well. So let's start off with the Control Good shower squeegee and go on from there. By the way, I know there's a lot of different ways to clean windows, there's some better than others. I'm going straight up and down so we can see how well they streak, because the point of this video is not my mediocre window cleaning skills. First up, shower squeegee. This one it's so thick and well made that you can see it just holds onto the glass. There really isn't any streaks to speak of. It left almost nothing behind after one pass. I'm still a fan of the shower squeegee. Next up, the Magic Broom. I wasn't impressed the last time I did it because it's so flimsy. Let's see how it goes this time and we know what's gonna happen. This is just very flimsy. Oh, it's leaving a bunch behind. Oh, it's leaving a lot behind. It folds over. It's just it's so flimsy. There's a bunch of streaks here. If I go over it several times, maybe, it's still streaky. The Magic Broom, it definitely left a lot behind. Even after multiple passes, not great. Now for the star of the show, will the Broombi Brush hang with the real shower squeegee, or will it be relegated to the back with the Magic Broom? Let's find out. Here we go. Okay, well, it seems a little bit flimsier than the shower squeegee, but it does have good coverage. It folds back just a little bit, but I think it's still solid enough that it's not leaving a lot behind. A little bit. It's also much smaller, so that width has something to do with it as well. All right, so I left a couple of streaks behind after one pass. Still far better than this flimsy piece of junk. Maybe not quite as good as a dedicated shower squeegee, but for a multi-purpose tool, not too bad really. The Broombi Brush is shown to be good for pet hair. They show it in their advertising that way. So was the Magic Broom, and it did not do very well. So let's see how they both do with some Bailey hair. Bailey, there she goes. All right, well, this is a lot of hair, so I don't know if they're really designed for that. It's picking it up, but it's just it's kind of too small and it's wanting to fall back out. I'm not convinced that a squeegee is good for pet hair. Magic Broom. I mean, it actually picks it up and drops it back down. The Broombi doesn't seem to do that. It doesn't pick it up and drop it behind it. In my opinion, the best option for pet hair on carpet is actually a pet rake brush. Not only does it pick up the pet hair deep inside the carpet, but it actually makes your carpet look nice afterwards. Is it good for the carpet? I don't know, but it does work. Look how much better that looks. I guess it's better than the Magic Broom, but I wouldn't use this for pet hair, at least on a carpet. Maybe on a counter, not on a carpet. Let's try the Broombi Brush with the soy sauce on tile test. Oh no, I spilled soy sauce on the floor. Good thing I've got my Broombi Brush. Let's see how this does, because the Magic Broom did a pretty abysmal job of doing something like this. In fact, here's a quick clip of how that went. Just kind of smearing it. Oh man, oh, it's leaving more than it's picking up. So as you saw, the Magic Broom was picking up soy sauce and moving around. Let's see what happens with the Broombi Brush. Oh, well, it didn't, well, I just splashed a little bit, but it didn't really leave anything behind. I mean, cleaning up spills with a squeegee on the floor is a little bit difficult because you are going to be leaving a little bit. Let me see if I can pick it up. Now the problem is I got some soy sauce in the bottom of this here now. I mean, it works. It's just, it's not what I would use for this. Maybe to get the bulk of it up and then use a paper towel or something for the rest, but not all of it. Whoops, that's actually more than I wanted to use, but that works out well. Here we go. Pretty good first swipe there. All right. Pretty good with the ketchup, far better than the Magic Broom did, although it's not perfect. It does get the bulk of it up. It doesn't get every little drop, but it does get most of it, so it's pretty good. So how about some black pepper on a white counter? Let's see how well that does. And pretty good, pretty good. For this kind of spill, it seems ideal. It left almost nothing behind, so in that case, it worked pretty well. Let's try something that's not so dry. Oh, this chocolate pie looks good. Oops, oh no. It just fell on the counter and got all smeared around. Let's see what we can do here with this. Let's flip it over here. Now in this case, I mean, it's so smeary and moist, it's not gonna pick every bit of it up. It's gonna get some of it. Unless you start wiping this off after every swipe, it's gonna leave some behind. I think I've got enough information to wrap this thing up. It's pretty good. That's pretty good. So overall, I think the Broombi brush is pretty good for small, dry spills. It's not really ideal for large sweeping jobs. And for wet spills, it kind of depends on the density and the size of the wet spill you're trying to clean up. It does get the bulk of the wet messes up, but doesn't always get them 100%. And although it can work as a squeegee, I don't think it's really a substitute for the real thing. It's certainly better in every way than the not so magic broom. But that's all I've got. If you've tried the Broombi brush, tell me what you think in the comments below. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you next time.